If we want to know how we should think about evil and suffering in the world, we start from Genesis 1, 2, and 3. And the first thing that we can affirm, folks, is that this world that we live in that's full of all this nonsense and all this evil and all this suffering, it's not the world God made, is it? See, this is the world that we chose. The world God made was full of goodness and peace and joy and life where we dwelled with God. And God told Adam and Eve, you can live with me in this place and everything will be good. But if you eat from that tree, you will die and we will be separated. And we all know what happened. Adam and Eve made a choice to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and what came into the world? Sin and death and pain and suffering. And so what happened is this world was meant to be a perfect, beautiful place where we dwelt with God in goodness and in beauty and in joy and in peace, and then sin came into the world and they separated. And God says, this is now what you chose. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, how does God hold me responsible for what Adam and Eve did? Come on. But be careful playing that game. Because the moment you want to get mad at God for holding you responsible and me responsible for what Adam and Eve chose, see, we don't like the idea that God chose Adam and Eve to represent me in the garden, but we have no problem with the fact that God had Jesus Christ represent us on the cross, do we? We can't have it both ways, folks. God in his wisdom chose and decided that Adam and Eve would represent us in the garden, and I'm perfectly happy to make that trade. I'm perfectly happy to have Jesus represent me on the cross. Because the reality is, if I was in the garden, I would have did the same thing Adam would have done, but sooner. Okay? That's the truth. And so we take a step back and we start with the Bible. The Bible says that we need to understand that this is not the world he created. This is the world that we chose. And part of living with our choices means we live in this world that is separated from God and is ruled by evil, death, and suffering. But the story doesn't stop there.